I'm gonna keep the keys in here with you, okay?
All right.
Hey everyone,
Hi,
welcome.
welcome.
I'm Nicole Helfer.
And I'm David Crane.
Yes, and we'd like to welcome you to OSA's production of Bobrauschenbergamerica by Charles Me. Hold for applause.
We're holding for your applause. We can hear it, we can feel it.
For starters, we want to just apologize for last night's technical difficulties. Technology is alive, and sometimes it's mad at us. And we just ran into some technical difficulties that we couldn't solve, but we got it together. And so tonight is our one night only premiere of Bob Rauschenberg America, put on by our amazing physical theater students. So we hope that everybody is staying safe and has trying to stay sane throughout this year. I'm wearing a mask because I'm actually at OSA right now trying to be COVID safe with our technician here, Zachary Eisen, running the show. And the students are all in their individual houses tonight, and they've worked really hard all quarter 3 to put on this show that we're going to share with you tonight.
Yeah, so a little bit about the show that you're going to see. Bob Rauschenberg America was devised by Anne Bogart and Charles Mee with the Saratoga International Theater Institute, or City Company, in 2003. The piece was conceived as an exploration of life, art, and creative approach of American painter and graphic artist Robert Rauschenberg, hence Bob Rauschenberg. You'll see a few of his works here in just a moment. So to make this show, we combined our 3 levels of physical theater classes, Ms. Helfer's levels 2 and 3 and my level 1 class, to come together and devise this piece, with the students creating everything you're about to see here, from the staging to the costumes to the rubber chickens. Okay, we didn't make any rubber chickens. We ordered those online, but we used a number of techniques. We used viewpoints, movement techniques, character work, film work, dance, and comedy. This resulted in a madcap road trip through an uncanny American landscape that is part variety hour, part fever dream. It'll likely delight you, and it'll likely confuse you. But as one character tells us early on in the show, the point is, don't worry about it.
Yeah. And we absolutely need to thank some people who made this possible. David Smith, our director of technology, who came over yesterday and tried to save the day as much as he possibly could, but really, we aren't able to put on the show without his expertise and mentorship as we as theater artists are learning how to do a lot of technical work that we've never done before. But thank you so much, David Smith, for all your support. We cannot do this without you. Also, Zachary Eisen, who is one of our theater faculty members, who is now a tech guru himself. And basically, what tonight is a combination between live and recorded performances. So we're like broadcasting through the internet, and it's very complicated. And Zach is our like technician tonight. Excellent. Thank you so much, Zach. Would also like to thank the theater faculty, the amazing theater faculty at OSA, who are just incredible, inspiring. Thank you so much for your support. And also the OSA staff and faculty. Thank you so much. You're all amazing. And especially to the parents of these talented young artists who are giving their space for the live action scenes performed tonight. Thank you for your continued support and permission for us to invade your homes. And we'd like to thank you all here with us tonight. You could have gone to any other virtual show tonight and you chose this one. And some of you who tried to watch the show last night and you are back because you were hungry for amazing live-ish theater, thank you so much for being with us tonight.
So with all of that being said, please silence your cell phones, unwrap any hard candies you may have right now. We don't want them disturbing the show. And please take note of your nearest emergency exit and enjoy Bob Rauschenberg America.
And you'll see next a nice video from our amazing advancement team. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
My name is Kristen T.T. Robson, and I work in the Advancement Department at OSA. I'm here today to talk to you about the annual fund. A big thank you to those who have already donated. It has a great positive impact on the school when you donate. Keep in mind that normally, right now, we would be at an in-person event with ticket sales that generate income for the school. Because we won't be having ticketed events this year, we are reinforcing our ask for donations to the annual fund. As you know, this year we are asking our families to please consider making a donation of $1,500 per student. $1,500 may sound like a lot, and we understand that many of our families may not be able to give this amount, but we ask that families give what they can. We strive for 100% participation from our families in giving to OSA. Every dollar counts and goes a long way, especially in these times. Donations are tax deductible and can be made one time, or you can set up monthly or quarterly payments. Donations can be made online, or you can mail a check to the school. We also accept stocks, securities, payroll deductions, and matching gifts. Thank you for listening, and please reach out with any questions. Enjoy the show.
I love me, I'm wild about myself. I love me, my picture's on my shelf. You may not think I look so good, but me thinks I'm just fine. It's grand when I look in my eyes and know that I'm all mine. I love me, and my love doesn't bore. Day by day, in every way, I love me more and more. Myself and me, we have a fight, and I can't fall asleep at night. Till I kiss me, then I'm alright, I'm wild about myself. I love myself to death. I love me till I'm all out of breath. I stop at every looking glass that I should chance to pass and give myself a hug and squeeze as I look in the glass. I love me, I'm wild about sweet me. I love me, only me, so I'm content, you see. With me, I get right in my tub. I let myself give me a rub. Oh, how I love to feel me scrub. I'm wild about myself. I think I'm just a dream. Me thinks I'm plenty keen. Ooh, I'm such a doll. For me, I'm all afire. I am my one desire. I think me is a prize. I love me, cause me is just my size. I take me in my parlor and I sit on my settee, and then I lift myself right up and bounce me on my knee. I love me, I never leave my sight. I love me, I'm with me day and night. I take me to a quiet place, put my arms around my waist. If me gets fresh, I slap my face. I'm wild about myself. I tickle me.
like to do is I start with anything. A picture, these colors. I like these colors. Or I might have an idea about something I'd like to try with the shoe. Or maybe I just feel happy. Look, everything overlaps, doesn't it? It's connected some kind of way. And once you put it all together, it's just obvious. I mean, tie a string to something and see where it takes you. The biggest thing is don't worry about it. You're always going to be moving somewhere, so don't worry about it. See? Start working when it's almost too late at night, when your sense of efficiency is exhausted, and then just let it come on.
That's Bob's first birthday party on the back porch with the morning glories all in bloom. That's Butch East, Johnny East, Susan East,
Got arrested for drugs.
Billy Kramer, and Alex Cameron.
Oh, there's Bob and Johnny East in their canvas swimming pool when they're about 4. Johnny popped that beach ball later that day, and I told Bob we weren't buying another one.
That's Bob with his dog Jab. He used to feed him the cheese sandwiches I'd make the boys for lunch. They're under the porch.
This is some kind of contraption they made in the backyard out of crates and branches and clothes. You can see Bob's feet out the side, and that is Donna Kramer trying to get in the back.
Oh, those are the boys outside the Dobson's 5 and 10 cent store. They almost died blowing up those balloons. They're about 6 feet long. It's Bob, Johnny East, and Tommy Hoffman. Oh, the Port Arthur Independent ran their picture. First page, second section for the 4th of July.
Tommy Hoffman got meningitis and died.
That was a real sad day for all of us.
Art was not a part of our lives.
Where I grew up, you could walk to the end of the block and walk right into the countryside. Field after field. No one owned the land as far as we knew. It had a lake, and we would cut down saplings and make lean-tos and camp out. No adults, just kids. You didn't know where you were headed, but you could just go and go. You were a free person. You'd know where it was you'd been after you came out of the forest at the end.
When I leave home at 5 a.m., the Big Dipper is bright over my shoulder against the dark road we live on. And it's quiet. And if there's a moon, it's still up and hovering over the little lake. The front range of hills is a dark silhouette in the background. In the evening, ducks and geese are on the pond, and the fish are standing on their tails. The quarry I load out of is surrounded by red monoliths of rock, like sentinels, with flocks of black birds perched on top. When the weather's hot, the afternoon sky is blue, and it grows giant cumulus, which by evening go dark and shoot the most amazing sideways heliarcs of fire. Everywhere I go, or something to see. I don't know how I got so lucky, but here I am.
So often we see someone and we are disgusted.
Oh, yes.
We think, here's a real dirt ball, and we think if we get too close, we might catch something.
Yes, we do.
And yet, as far as we know, we ourselves might be the contagious ones, not knowing what it is we have, but having it even so without even knowing it.
You never know.
And still we think, get this fellow away from me, lock him up, send him to an island, the island of the rejects, the island of the damned, whatever, just get him out of here. And still, life twists and turns. You never know. Suddenly you've got cancer and you're facing death. Or in this least likely place, you see someone and you fall in love and you look at the guy and you think, I don't think so. And yet there it is. And all your friends ask, are you crazy? Do you love him? But you love him so much. You just want to knock him down and kiss him.
Hey! What the hell is going on here? Do you know who the hell you're kissing?
No, I don't.
That's my wife.
Wife?
Fiance.
Fiance.
My girlfriend. I mean, I thought we were going steady. What the hell is this? I turned my back for 1 minute, hooking up with someone else? What are you, some sort of biological creature?
Yes, I am.
I'm from Chicago, Suzanne.
I know that, Wilson.
So what do you think that means to me?
What?
Kissing. What do you think that means to me?
I wouldn't have any idea.
You see what happens these days? No one can tell you what even kissing means.
I can tell what it means when I kiss you. It means goodbye.
I don't wanna set the world on fire. I just wanna start a flame in your heart. In my heart I have but one desire, and that one is you. No other will do. I've lost all ambition for worldly acclaim. I just wanna be the one you love. And with your admission that you feel the same, I'll have reached the goal I'm dreaming of. Believe me, I don't wanna set the world on fire. I just wanna start a flame in your heart.
I don't want to set the world on fire, honey. I love you too much. I just want to start a great big flame down in your heart. You see, way down inside me, darling, I have only one desire. And that one is you, and I know nobody else ain't gonna do.
I lost all ambition for worldly acclaim. I just wanna be the one you love. And with your admission that you feel the same, I'll have reached the goal I'm dreaming of. Believe me, I don't wanna set the world on a flame in your heart.
I look at you and I think, if it wouldn't be wrong, I'd like to make love with you on a pool table. That would be pretty public.
I'd like to have the whole world see you want me so much you can't wait. I'd like to have the whole world see you're not ashamed of me.
Why would I be ashamed of you?
I feel ashamed of myself.
For what reason?
Who knows? Every 15 minutes I feel ashamed of myself at least once and humiliated for no reason. It just comes back to me over and over again. Do you ever feel that way?
Every 15 minutes I feel worried.
You feel you want to hurt someone?
No.
You feel you want to buy something?
No.
You feel you want to get even?
I don't think so. Maybe I feel that.
Do you feel you want to take off all your clothes?
No, I usually don't feel that.
You feel you want more money?
Oh, sure. Everybody feels that.
The way the stars are, with your naked eyes, you can't see much.
Oh. No, unless you know a lot.
But even looking at the stars, I'd rather say the night sky. You see two kinds of things, 3 or 4 kinds of things.
You see planets, you see stars, you see meteorites, you can see aircrafts, all of these things.
So it's a great show. The way the planets appear and dance around. We follow it all the time. And we have on our bulletin boards in the back, and we have a chart of the whole thing. And people record that stuff because we know these motions very well. It's the foundation probably of qualitative science.
The early workings of people trying to understand.
First just day and night, then the seasons, and then the stars, and then the planets. There are different things that go back tens of thousands of years, older than written history.
Right.
There's a great deal more space than time, you know.
No.
Yes. And this is because the signals we can get all come in at the speed of light.
That's really fast.
Yes. And they cover a great distance. So it doesn't take them much time to cover a lot of distance. That's how you get more space than time in the universe.
Right. Right.
Would you just suddenly disappear?
I didn't.
I thought you did, and I thought you loved me.
Well, I do love you.
Oh, yes, you love me, but you don't love me in that way.
What do you mean in that way?
I can't go on in life without being loved in that way.
A lot of people are never loved in that way.
I mean, unless I thought you were crazy for me, so crazy for me, you couldn't stand it. You just had to kiss me. You just had to knock me down and kiss me because you couldn't stand it, that you laughed at my jokes or thought I was so cool, or several intelligent things that made you think maybe not all those things, but even just one of them, just one. You see what I mean? Not even one.
I'm sorry.
Why did you live with me then?
Well, I thought I loved you, but I guess I didn't know what love was. I mean, I liked you, in a way. Not much, but in some ways. At least in the way I thought guys could be likable. And the rest I thought, maybe that's just how guys are. And as time went on, maybe it wouldn't matter so much. But then I find that it does matter. Some of the stuff you do, I can't get over it. And the parts of you that I did like, that you were solid and dependable, mature and responsible, well, none of that turned out to be true at all. So So what am I left with?
It's not your fault.
No, it's not.
Or maybe it is that you weren't thinking very clearly or being very focused and you made your choice. And a lot of people were depending on that decision being very clear, or at least I was.
I'm sorry.
Sorry doesn't cut it somehow. I know people always say they're sorry, and probably they are. And I don't think it's nothing. I'm sure it's something. And it's essential for people to feel it and say in order to go on at all. But the truth is, it doesn't cut it. And I'm sorry, it doesn't.
I know. I'm sorry.
Is that somehow not supposed to cut it?
Okay. I would like opinions or advice on my idea.
Well, our idea.
Our idea. It's a business, really.
A new business, because...
Catering business is not like that big.
So a year ago, we bought a small acreage. We thought, let's have a new business, start a small business.
And we fixed up the chicken coop.
And bought 20 broiler chicks to raise for our own butchering.
I have ample enough coop to raise more chickens for butchering. And also some egg producers.
I like this idea because I've always wanted to do something with farming.
But we didn't inherit farmland.
Which is usually how you get to be a farmer.
Well, anyway, how do you find your target market?
Advertising would not be hard. I have a good program on my computer to make flyers and business cards.
But do we need a license to maybe sell to local restaurants?
Do we have to be monitored by the state because we'd be selling meat?
Well, we just have the idea, and now we don't know what to do with it.
And also, we're nervous about failing, and Alan, he's worried if we get into the chicken business, he's gonna end up looking like a chicken.
Well, I mean, look at Frank Perdue.
What do you mean?
What do you mean, what do you mean?
You mean he looks like a chicken?
Well, look at him.
I don't think being a chicken farmer is gonna make you look like a chicken, Alan. Otherwise, plumbers would look like pipes and carpenters would look like sawdust and the president of General Motors would look like a bumper.
Have you seen the president of General Motors?
When I was 16, my grandmother had to be put in a home. My grandmother had terrorized my mother and uncle for many years. It was difficult to feel much in the way of empathy or compassion or love for her. But I related to her in one way. My grandmother's house is a museum. She collected cut Italian colored glass, decanters, and glasses. Each object uniquely shaped, colors rich. I valued those objects deeply. I wanted to play with them, to make new surfaces for them.
I wanted to smash them and see what they would look like as heaps, to see how the light played on their shattered surfaces. My grandmother always wore this large rectangular ruby pendant on a gold chain. I dreamed of having that one day, having that color. When my grandmother died, I asked what became of the ruby. Turns out when she had gone to the home years before, everything was sold at a yard sale. The object she collected, beautiful objects, all discarded, thrown out. No one wanted them, cast off. I would have preferred to smash them against the brick walls and see what they might have become. Well, art was not a part of our lives.
The woman next door is having an affair with the orchestra conductor in Cincinnati.
Does Cincinnati have an orchestra?
I guess it does.
Does her husband know?
She doesn't know. She just flies up to Cincinnati from time to time when her husband is away on business or the conductor comes to Denver.
How did they meet?
On an airplane.
What does she do?
I don't know. She flies around a lot.
Is she a stewardess?
Oh, right. She's a stewardess.
No wonder she can just go wherever she wants.
Right.
It is the perfect job if you want to have love affairs.
Right.
Do you think all stewardesses are having love affairs?
Well, most of them probably.
Why not?
Exactly.
Would you, if you were a stewardess?
Yes. I mean, I think I would.
So would I.
I have to pee.
What?
I have to pee. Would you wait right here, please?
Oh, sure.
Times have changed.
I don't think they have.
I think they have.
Since when?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't really think they have.
I think they have.
Of course they have, in the sense that, now you have electric lights and the internet and whatnot, but other than that, I don't really think times have changed.
Well, of course they have.
Compared to what?
My grandmother.
You wouldn't know.
That's true, I wouldn't know, but maybe that's what has changed. But in Russia, they didn't have love affairs for years. All during the communists.
How do you know that?
Well, there was a study, and they said that they didn't have sex for years. Well, not a lot.
Why not?
They didn't feel like it.
Well, are they having sex now?
Wow, well, sure, I suppose they are, Things have changed in Russia.
So it turns out, you come to me to be with me, and then as soon as you feel reassured that I love you, you go back to your husband. And then if you talk to me on the phone and I seem to be slipping away from you, if I seem, anxious or uncertain, then you come back to me and make love with me and stay with me until you know you have me again. I can't help myself loving you. And then you go back to your husband again. So it turns out the only way I can keep you is by making you feel anxious, keeping you on edge, making you feel I'm about to drop you. So the way to have you is to reject you. And if I don't reject you, then I don't have you. You're in a relationship that is sick, where you show love by showing aversion, you show aversion by showing love. You live this backwards life. And the one person you want to love and cherish, you will drive away by doing just that. How can we go on like this? It's insane. This is insane. This is how people go insane.
You know, I think I know how he feels myself. I thought you loved me too.
I did care for you. There was something about you, I don't know what it was, that just hit me, but then it turns out it was like a summer storm. It passed as quickly as it came, and then it was over.
Maybe it wasn't over for me.
I'm sorry.
I think you just dump something like that and say, I'm sorry.
I didn't just say I'm sorry. I am sorry.
You know, this is why people call women fickle.
I don't think it has anything to do with being fickle. How it is for women. Women feel what they feel when they feel it, and when they don't feel it anymore, like, don't feel it. Unlike a man, he won't know what he feels when he feels, and then later on he'll realize how he felt, and so he'll talk himself into feeling it again, but he doesn't feel it because he thinks he should be consistent about the position he takes and stick to them. So a man always thinks he feels things he doesn't feel, and so he never really knows what he feels at all.
That could be true.
Of course it's true. Pretty soon, you're going to thank God you had such a narrow escape. You're going to feel lucky I dumped you.
I'm never going to feel that.
Maybe not.
You know, I think about me some kind of dumper or seducer kind of person who just cuts a sloth through men, leaving them all wrecked behind you. I mean, what is it all about?
Maybe that would be about something if it were in any way true, but it is not in any way true. I'm a person who's looking for true love just like anyone else, except the difference is I'm trying not to be afraid of my feelings and sense of things and lie all the time, pretending I feel like this or that. Going with some guy because I couldn't be sure anymore how I felt with him because he said some things I liked and other things I didn't, and trying to talk myself into caring about the things I didn't care about and not caring about the things I care about, because I've done that a lot in the past, and so I'm trying to let my feelings lead me for once. And feelings are feelings. They come and go, and so probably I'm just as disoriented as you are, and suddenly dropped or left in the lurch or thrown out of stairs. It's not as though this is not a struggle for me too. But the one thing you can be certain of is I ever am sure of how I feel in the kind of way there's a feeling that I know will last, and when that time comes, if it so happens that I do tell you I love you, then you can be sure of it.
What do you mean?
A man in a chicken suit crosses the stage. Why does he cross the stage?
You think you see what's present, but you don't. You never do. All you can ever see is the past. Look in the mirror. You will see a person in the mirror who is younger than you are, because the light has to go from you to the mirror and from the mirror to your eye. So it leaves you, goes to the mirror, and comes back. So whenever you see yourself a little early. It's actually unimportant. It's nanoseconds. But the truth is, all you can ever see is the past. You never see the present. And everything you look at is younger than it is right now. When you look at the universe, you are looking at a universe that is billions of years younger.
Libiamo lieti carici che la bellezza infiora e la fuggevole ora sinneria voluta. Libiam dolci fremiti che suscita l'amore, poiché quell'occhio al cuore onnipotente va. Viviamo, amor, fra i calici più d'anima chi avrà.
Oh, there's Bob and Freddie Martin dressed up as the Lone Ranger and Hopalong Cassidy. Look at them in their little masks and cowboy hats with all their swords and guns and flashlights stuck in their belts. Two tough little cowboys.
I don't think Hopalong ever wore a mask, actually.
This is Bob and some kind of contraption he made in Boy Scouts from hundreds of popsicle sticks.
You can see how he glued the sticks all straight and organized at the bottom. And then when he got bored, he started gluing the sticks every which way and adding bottle caps and feathers and twigs to it so it looked like that on top.
He looks pretty pleased with himself, but I don't think the Scoutmaster ever was.
Oh my Lord. That's Bob up on the roof trying to fix his shortwave radio antenna. Just after I took that picture, the antenna fell over and touched the power line on the street.
He was smart enough to let go in time, but the power blew up his radio and burned a hole through his desk. I think he got smarter about things after that.
Oh. And here's Bob and Barbara Spangler at Ethel Howell's ballroom dance class end of the year formal. Barbara got most polite student award that year. I don't know why Bob didn't get one too. He was certainly just as polite as she was.
The connection between time and space is everything. And you can't interpret or judge easily the way we can around here. That's why we're not sure of many things, because we only have one interpretation. The way things look to us here on Earth at one particular moment. What we did, what we thought it was at that point, urgently necessary to do that. But I don't know why that is. In any case, it all happened. It's very hard to see how it could have gone otherwise. The place itself was fascinating, especially for a scientist engaged in work.
It was dangerous. It seemed very responsible and it demanded all our attention. And we worried a great deal about what was happening. But meanwhile, it was a beautiful place. A high mountain, 8,000 feet high. Fair weather in New Mexico. In the winter, it snowed. In the summer, it was hot, never humid. The snow would cover the whole world in 2 feet of snow, and a week later, it'd all be gone. No trace of it. And when the snow was there, you'd poke a hole and you'd look into it and you'd see a deep blue color because of the sky. The shadows are blue against it for the same reason. The bright blue skylight. The bright blue skylight fills in the shadows, and the shadows are intercepting the light from the sun itself. Just that little bright disk.
And so behind it, in the shadow, like the Earth's shadow, there's a kind of local light that has a blue tinge because the sky is not yet turned off. At night, the sky is turned off because the sun is what illuminates it. Illuminates the earth and the sky. The sky is just there, and we see the air and the shadow. So it's the most beautiful place, Los Alamos. It was very grim. You knew the outcome couldn't work at all. That's what we all thought, but we weren't going to give it up.
If it hadn't been for Cotton Eye Joe, I'd been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? If it hadn't been for Cotton Eye Joe, I'd been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
a chicken went into a library and went up to the circulation desk and said to the librarian, so the librarian gave the chicken 4 books, and the chicken left and came back later that day, put the 4 books down and said, so the librarian took back the first 4 books and gave the chicken 2 new books, and the chicken left and came back later the same day, put down the 2 books and said, so the librarian took back the first 2 books and gave the chicken 3 new books, and the chicken left. But this time, the librarian followed the chicken out of the library to see what it was doing with these books, since no one could read fast enough to go through 9 books in a single day. So the librarian followed the chicken down a dirt road and right down a path through the woods and came to a pond where the chicken was handing the books one by one to a frog who kept saying of one book after another, "Read it, read it, read it."
What do you call the chicken that wakes you up at the same time every morning? Ladies and gentlemen, that would be an alarm clock. The sound it makes is a tick-tock-a-doodle-doo. Every deviled egg. No. What you need, ladies and gentlemen, what you need is an exorcist. Chickens, my ladies and gentlemen, they are the hardest working animals. They work around the clock. Chicken soup is, well, always good for you. That is, ladies and gentlemen, unless you are a chicken. Well, that would make you a cannibal now, wouldn't it? Chicken soup is super good. Now, when a chicken is crazy, it is referred to as a cuckoo cluck. Why didn't the chicken look both ways before she crossed the road? Because she was a dumb cluck.
Okay, how we put the show together. First, I want to welcome everyone. I'm glad you could all come tonight. We don't often get to do a show like this where we can just put on whatever we like. Figure, okay, what the hell. Let's just do whatever we feel like and hope y'all enjoy it. I often feel those of us who are in the museum world are particularly blessed because we get to explore our feelings, whatever they may be. That's a sort of freedom. Because art is made in the freedom of the imagination with no rules. It's the only human activity like that where it can do no one any harm. So, it is possible to be completely free and see what it is that people think and feel when they are completely free. In a way, what it is to be human when a human is being free. And so art lets us practice freedom and helps us know what it is to be free, and so what it is to be human.
And ordinary folks, my mom, my dad, and my own neighbors, and I myself will come see things, sometimes things that I myself find completely incomprehensible and really offensive. But people come to our museum and think, oh, that's interesting, or oh, that's stupid, but they don't really hold it against the show. They just move on and think, oh, that's cool, and I wonder, how do we get away with that? And I think, well, we are free people, that's why, and we understand that in a way other people in the world don't. We like an adventure. Often we might think, well, that's a piece of junk, but that's how that fellow sees the world. And there's a certain pleasure into seeing things from his point of view. We are patient people, though you might hear others, tolerant people, fearless people, open people. That's how it is for us. And I think that's how it is to be American. We are all unique. It's a precious thing to compare ourselves to nothing else. This is my working attitude, and I don't feel ashamed in my joy. I started out knowing what I meant to say, and now I have to say, I don't know what I said. But I'd like to welcome you and let you know we're all glad to be here with you tonight to share this with you, and we hope you have a swell evening.
Please clap.
K13 is her favorite song. If you play it, you might have a chance. Tonight she's only sipping white wine. She's friendly and fun-loving most of the time. But don't ask her on a straight tequila night. She'll start thinking about him, and she's ready to fight. Blames her broken heart on every man inside.
On the way out of Albany, we stopped at Joe's Eat All You Want restaurant, $1.50. Just for dessert, Steve Paxton had 5 pieces of pie. I asked the cashier on the way out, "How do you manage to keep this place in business?" "Most people," she said rather sadly, "don't eat as much as you people." Near the Grand Canyon, we found a lodge in a meadow surrounded by a forest near the north rim of the canyon. We were so comfortable there. Fireplaces and good food, steak, salad, and Irish whiskey. North of Seattle, we stopped at a place that advertised homemade pies. Some of us had 2 pieces, blackberry. While we were there, some other customers came in and ordered pie. I'm sorry, we don't have any more. Eat in any municipal, state, or national park is my advice. Build fires, broil steaks or chickens, roast vegetables in foil with butter, salt, and pepper. Fill a large wooden bowl with salad greens you've collected. Heavy cream, lime, and mushroom ketchup. Olive oil, lemon juice, chives, or shallots. Potato salad, corn on the cob. Ice cream with chocolate sauce, red raspberries, ginger ale and beer, dark beer. A big kettle full of chili, peanut butter, dill pickles, rare roast beef mustard on the side, smoked salmon and cream cheese, a sandwich of beef, ham, lettuce, tomato with Russian dressing, garlic. Whenever anyone mentions they're going to put garlic in a dish, I always hope the cloves will be large.
Nobody can tell you there's only one song worth singing. They may try and sell you, 'cause it hangs them up to see someone like you. just to do your thing, the hardest thing to do. But you gotta make your own kind of music, sing your own special song, make your own kind of music, even if nobody else sings along. So if you cannot take my hand, and if you must be going, I will understand. You gotta make your own kind of music, sing your own special song, make your own kind of music, even if nobody else sings along. You gotta make your own kind of music, sing your own special song.
And yeah, I still.
You do?
Well, sure. I mean, really, under any circumstances, uh, um, well, primarily, the question is, does man have the power to forgive himself? And he does. I mean, that's essentially it. If you, if you forgive yourself, if you absolve yourself of all wrongdoing in an incident, then you're forgiven. I mean, who cares what other people think? Because,
Was this a process you had to, go through over a period of time? Did you have to think about it?
no. Actually, I was reading it was the Aquarian Gospel, and then I really struck upon, I had certain to be or not to be reflections about, of course, what I did, and
I'm sorry, what was that?
triple murder. So sister, husband, oh, and my nephew, a nephew. So, and manic depressive, but
Do you mind my asking, what instruments did you use? What were the instruments?
it was a knife. Yeah, it was a knife.
A knife.
Yeah. So they were all just.
So then the three of them were all.
Yeah. That.
So, do you think that as time goes by, this episode will just become a part of your past, or has it already?
It has already become part of my past.
Has already become part of your past? No sleepless nights, no.
Oh no. I mean, in the first 3 or 4 years, there was a few nights where I would stay up and think about how I did it. And what they told me. They said later there was like 30 stab wounds in my sister, which is weird because I really only remember slitting her throat the one time. So, that was all. I don't know where the 30 stab wounds came from. I'm sure it was just some kind of blackout thing. But yeah, I was, I've been trying to like resurrect the crime, like my initial steps. As a matter of fact, I took it out of the I was starting at the time the New Testament. As a matter of fact, I'm actually probably the only person to do a triple murder with a Bible in his pocket, and I was listening to the radio, and I had like delusions of grandeur with this radio. And I had this red motor. As a matter of fact, it might have been chapter 6 something. I want to say 3 verses 3, 4, or 5 something where it was this man this man on a red horse, and the man on the red horse was given a knife and the power to kill and destroy. And I really thought I was this man on that horse, and I thought that his red horse was my red Harley Davidson, and I was wearing it was kind of like a symbolic kind of thing. And even after the murders, I really believe my nephew was the new devil, and looking back on it, it does sound kind of weird, but I really thought he was the new devil. And for my sister, I love my sister. There's no doubt about that. But she wasn't always there for me. There was times where she did not come through for me, and I was having another one of these manic episodes, and I was fed up because one day they treat you good, and then the next day you hear they're telling all these people that I'm some kind of maniac to stay away from me. And I went to them that night and I said, I'm in trouble. Can you put me up for the night? And they basically told me to take a hike. And so, believing that I had the power to kill, that was for them. That was for them. Like having your family turn you away is like a real blow. Anyways, well, back to the main topic of forgiveness. I mean, I am my own captain, right? I run my own ship. No one's going to crawl on my ship unless they get permission. So, if I forgive myself, I'm forgiven. And I'm forgiven. To me, it's that simple. You are your own leader. You are your own captain, your own priest. You run your own show. And I think a lot of people know that. So, who actually ordered the pizza?
Oh,
A pizza?
I don't think anyone here ordered a pizza.
Well, someone ordered a pizza. I don't just go around delivering pizzas.
I think there's been some mistake.
Yeah, I think you're the one making the mistake. If no one's going to pay me for this fucking pizza. I picked this, pizza's not returnable.
Right. I'll pay you for the pizza.
Okay. It's just a plain cheese.
Right, here. Keep the change.
Thank you. Which way did I come in?
Over there. Right out that way.
Oh, right. Okay, thank you.
So, I've been thinking about it, and it turns out I love you.
You do?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Neither did I. But I look at you, and I think you're warm-hearted.
Oh. Warm-hearted?
Yes.
You do?
Yes, I really do. And I think when you think a person's agreeable and warm-hearted, I think there's something there that you can't explain. Something that gives you real delight.
Oh.
I find you do give delight to me.
Well, that's what I'd hope for more than anything.
So would I.
And you're not sorry about it.
How do you mean?
That you find delight in someone who doesn't seem to you in any other way desirable, who doesn't perhaps have those qualities you can count on for the stable, long-term kind of thing.
It just takes a lot longer.
So would I.
I found love. And I fell in love with him. This time I saw him. I just couldn't look at him. He was a soccer player. I went to a soccer game. And I don't like jobs. But I was there because a friend had taken me. But I was walking to our seats in the bleachers. And so I'm walking along the sidelines and I just couldn't take my eyes off him. I was like a cartoon show. I was looking at him and walking. And I could walk right into a wall. And I think the reason I fell in love with him is that he reminded me of a friend from high school. He reminded me of the guy I saw in the movie.
Momo, come here. Oh my gosh.
Yes, I just finished.
When I was 19, it seemed I shouldn't one guy. I loved him, and when we were together, we were just with each other. But if I went to Paris, for example, I thought I should have love affairs because I was 19 and I thought he should too. And I told him I was having love affairs and he should too. And I wished he did. Both because it would have made me feel less guilty, and also I would have thought he wasn't such a nerd if he did. And it made me feel like such a bad person. That's definitely one of the reasons I broke up with him. And when we broke up, he told me he had been having love affairs with other women. And that just tore it. After that, I thought he was just a jerk.
You know, I've been thinking about it, and it turns out I do love you.
You do?
Yes.
How could that be?
I look at you, and I think you're sweet.
Oh, sweet?
And good-natured.
Good natured.
Yes.
You do.
Yes, I really do. And I think if you think someone is agreeable and warm-hearted, then I think there's something there that you can't explain that gives you real delight.
Oh.
I find you give delight to me.
Well, that's what I hope for more than anything.
So would I.
And you're not sorry about it.
How do you mean?
That you find so much delight in someone who doesn't seem to you in any other way desirable, who doesn't perhaps have those qualities that you can count on, the long, solid term kind of thing.
I would just take delight long term.
So would I.
Well, it depends on what you want to predict. I can predict the death of the sun quite accurately, probably within 10 to 20%. I don't think I'd be wrong by more than a billion years plus or minus. You can predict the positions of the planets hundreds of years into the future very accurately because we've studied vectors so much. But if you want to predict what's going to happen 2 years from now in Haiti, can't say very much. Because the human system, that's a very complicated system.
Take my hand, Walt Whitman. Such gliding wonders, such sights and sounds, such joined and netted links, each hooked to the next, each answering all, each sharing the earth with all. What widens within you, Walt Whitman? What rivers and waves exuding? What climes? What peoples and cities are there? Who are the infants, some slumbering, some playing?
Who are the girls? Who are the married women? Who are the old men going slowly with their arms about each other's necks? What rivers are these? What forests and fruits are these? What are the mountains called that rise so high in the mist? What myriads of dwellings are they filled with dwellers? What do you hear, Walt Whitman? I hear the workman singing and the farmer's wife singing. I hear the sounds of children and animals early in the day. I hear Spanish dance with the castanets and the chestnut shade to the rebec and guitar. I hear the fierce French liberty songs. I hear of the Italian boat sculler, the musical recitative of old poems.
What do you see, Walt Whitman? Who are they you salute and one after another salute you? I see a great round wonder rolling through space. I see diminutive farms, hamlets, ruins, graveyards, jails, factories, palaces, hovels, huts of barbarians, tents of nomads, all upon the surface. I see the tracks of the railroads of the earth. I see the filaments of the news, the wars, losses, gains, passions of my race. I see the site of the old empire of Assyria, and that of Persia, and that of India. I see the battlefields of earth. Grass grows upon them, and blossoms and corn.
I see all the menials of the earth laboring. I see the prisoners in the prisons. I see the defective human bodies of the earth. The blind, the deaf, the dumb, idiots, hunchbacks, lunatics. I see the pirates, thieves, betrayers, murderers, slave makers of the earth. I see the helpless infants and the helpless old men and women.
I see the male and female everywhere. I see the serene brotherhood of the Velofs. I see the constructiveness of my race. I see the results of perseverance and industry of my race. I see ranks, colors, barbarism, civilizations. I go among them. I mix indiscriminately, and I salute all the inhabitants of the earth.
Well, this story is fascinating. Well, howdy there, y'all. Bob's mom. Nice to meet y'all. Let me tell you about my son, Bob. He was a sweet boy. Of course, he loved his bicycle. He would float for hours in the canal and in the tube, and he built a go-kart out of wooden boxes. We belonged to the Church of Christ, so of course there was no drinking, no dancing, no gambling, not even card playing for fun, no kissing before marriage, no dancing. You can be sure that the pleasure pier on Lake Sabine, which had a dancing pavilion, was definitely off limits. Oh, and also no movies. Everything you did, if it could possibly be interpreted as an indulgence, was evil. That's how it was then.
Everyone was poor those days. We were world people, so I knew how to sew. I could arrange a paper pattern so close together on the fabric. I didn't waste a bit. I scrubbed all the clothes on the washboard, and I planted vegetables and canned them every year. We raised chickens in the backyard for Sunday dinner. We had linoleum in the kitchen floor.
He was a handsome boy with a clear, fair complexion, but he was not full of himself. He was humble with himself and kind to everyone. You knew he was gone someplace, you just didn't know where. Isn't that something? How he could see the beauty in almost anything for ordinary working people.
Oh, one more thing. Art was not a part of our lives. Thank you.
Okay. That feels good to me.